What up, this is Rama Screen covering movies, TV, and entertainment, and here's my review of Prime Video's new series, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Hey, before you watch my review, please subscribe to my channel, press that like button, and ring that bell so you can get notified whenever I post new videos. Let's rock this. First up, I would like to say thank you to Prime Video for granting me the screeners to the first 2 episodes of this new show. They've asked me to not spill spoilers, therefore this review is spoiler free. I repeat, there are no spoilers in this video review. Okay, the title is a mouthful, so if I mostly refer it to just this show, you'll understand why. And trust me, Prime Video is very adamant or insistent that I do not share any story specifics. And so if I sound like I'm dancing around some of the details, you'll understand that too. I attended the screening less than a month ago in a theatrical room on a theatrical screen, and guess what? Rings of Power blows me away. This show is a visual wonder. It's cinematic, breathtaking, immersive, remarkable. The entire screening lasted a total of 2 hours because each episode runs about an hour, more or less. They were both directed by J.R.R. Bayona, who turned out to be the right man for the job. Bayona had the perfect sensibility for this type of storytelling, considering what he previously did on another fantasy drama, A Monster Calls, marking this the most expensive television series ever made. Your jaws may be on the floor right now, understandably so, but let's face it, let's keep it real here. Amazon has money to burn, so I say, let 'em. And now that I've seen the final product, or at least the first 2 episodes, let me tell you, in the words of John Hammond, they spared no expense. Which is why it doesn't seem fair that fans and audiences will be able to watch this show on their laptop or on their phone via Prime Video app when the show actually deserves to be watched on the biggest screen possible. Showrun and executive produced by J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, Prime Video's The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power brings to screen for the very first time the heroic legends of the fabled Second Age of Middle-earth's history. This epic drama is set thousands of years before the events of J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit and the Lord of the Rings books, and will take viewers back to an era in which great powers were forged, kingdoms rose to glory and fell to ruin, unlikely heroes were tested, hope hung by the finest of threads, and one of the greatest villains that ever flowed from Tolkien's pen threatened to cover all the world in darkness. Beginning in a time of relative peace, the series follows an ensemble cast of characters, both familiar and new, as they confront the long-feared re-emergence of evil to Middle-earth. From the darkest depths of the misty mountains to the majestic forests of the elf capital of Lindon, to the breathtaking island kingdom of Numenor, to the farthest reaches of the map, these kingdoms and characters will carve out legacies that will live on long after they are gone. Starring Cynthia Addai-Robinson, Robert Aramayo, Owain Arthur, Maxim Baldry, Nazanin Boniadi, Morfydd Clark, Emma Horvath, and Sarah Zamwambani. I feel obligated to mention that I have never read any of J.R.R. Tolkien's books, so no, I am not a Lord of the Rings nerd like Stephen Colbert. I did, however, love the previous movies done by Peter Jackson, though I thought The Hobbit did not need to have been a trilogy. So if you ask me, hey Rama, is this new show faithful to the lore? How does this show connect to what Tolkien had created? My answer to you is, I'm still figuring that out myself. I'm still piecing that together as I go along. All I can tell you is what I've seen, and by that I mean the impression that the first 2 episodes left on me. And Morfydd Clark as young Galadriel is stunning and fierce, and she really owns this role. This version of Galadriel walks with a burning purpose, driven by a sense of unfinished business, while others around her seem to feel content and complacent. Young Galadriel takes up much of the screen time on the first 2 episodes, but these 2 episodes also did a fabulous job of introducing us to the other characters, including Harefoots, who mostly keep to themselves except for one curious one who receives a mysterious, glorious visit. Mind you, this is a prequel, so there's a passage of time involved, and the influence of the Dark Lord Sauron kinda comes and goes, just brewing in the distance. The first episode is very dark, but the second episode has a lot of playful moments. Both of them, of course, have scenes that make you go ooh and ah, because the scope on both is ridiculously ambitious. And although the dialogues are written in the style of old proper English language, as expected, but not once does it ever stand in the way of the characters' warm or sturdy personalities, whether it be in the context of family, friendship, or duty. And much of it is also relevant to our world today, in that there's this eternal debate between we need to go to war versus yeah, but at what cost? So the battling or the conflicting arguments wrestled or discussed by the characters on this show is profound. If I haven't made myself clear already, let me double down on it. I really like The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power. Spellbinding, intense, heartfelt, epic, grand, magnificent. Now, I know a lot of people are skeptical, predicting and hoping that this billion-dollar project would fail. Maybe because they want House of the Dragon to succeed more. Who knows? But I say, why does it have to be a competition? I mean, what a time it is for us to be alive. How lucky we are to be around when these two great prequel shows arrive and exist in the same season for us to enjoy. So let's soak them all in like a sponge, shall we? Especially this one, because trust me, The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power is a must-see.